Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. It's the Daily Dish. I am so delighted that you are here. Say hello to the dream team who is here as well. And it is go time, baby. Sandy, Kathy, Alice, and Deborah all in the house, already commenting and saying hello. Are you here? Tell me. I'd love to see you in the comments. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is the Daily Dish. We are a community of women who are looking to have a vibrant life, period. End of story. And there's so many ways that we can do that. There's so many ways of attracting that. Isn't it the truth? You know, it's not one thing. It's all the things. Because you are a complete woman. You're not just pieces of. You are all of them. Tracy Gambrell. It's good to have you here. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Suzanne. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm really totally excited about today's show because in yesterday's show, we were talking about the pursuit and the pursuit of going after what it is that we want and what that requires. Well, today we're going to talk about just making the jump. Are you excited? Are you getting tingly all over? I sure hope so. I'm tingly all over. I love this kind of stuff because this is the needle mover stuff. This is the stuff that makes it all happen. So allow yourself to be lit up today. Pinkies up on that one. Anybody else want to be lit up? Julie's in the house. Did I not see her? Hi, Julie. Good to have you here. I didn't see you. I miss people sometimes. Hi, Linda. But Julie somehow snuck in here. I didn't even see her. Julie, you are sneaky. How do you see people? No, seriously, I don't know. Because she's saying, hello, Julie. I'm looking in the comments. I don't see Julie. So what's that about? Oh, mate. We know? I don't know. There she is. Hi, Julie. Lovely Julie. With a cute new haircut, by the way. Sometimes a girl needs to cut her hair. I'm just saying. Sometimes that happens. You know if you need to do it. It's just time. I always do it after breakup, Well, after a breakup. Like I'm out dating. But no, I have done that before. After a breakup, just chop that business off. It feels good. Okay. Carol in the house also. Isn't that so good? Do y'all use 3x5 cards like I do? I just a quick question. Do you use 3x5 cards? Sometimes I come across an affirmation that I hear, I'm on TikTok or I'm listening to things and, they have that FYP. It's the For You or FY. Is that right? For You feed, whatever. But they always give me people that they know I'm interested in. Their AI is amazing. And I get a lot of mindset stuff and people who are talking about creating the life that they want to live. So this is just one of the things. This is just my little, supercalifragilistic, make it easy kind of a thing. A whiteboard's absolutely fabulous. I used to have in my old office, I had a whole wall that was a whiteboard. And on there, the biggest letters you've ever seen is Find a Way from Diana Nyad. That's what I had on there. When I saw all of that, I was shaking. It was that so cool, because she's just everything. Carol, hello. So anyway, but, I need portables. I need my portable things. These are easy. So I have my 3x5s. This is so non-tech. No, not techie at all. And when I hear something and I happen to have, and I also stash them. Well, you can see that they're not like that. But when I take this upstairs tonight, I will have a stack of little cards there along with my pencil stuck in my hair so that if something comes along that just lights me up, I can write it down. And then I'll use that just, I will use it as fodder for my journal, and I'll also use it just for something for me to be thinking about. This is the one I like right now. All of my needs are always met, and I attract what I want with ease. It's basically giving your brain a direction, right? And what we often do is we pile on and tell our brains it's too hard, that in order to get something we need to struggle first. And it's just not true. It's seriously not true. I'm going to be talking about that today. So when we tell our brain that we want to do something with ease, watch how much simpler it becomes. This is one of my cards. I just wanted to share that with you today. I also want to share with you our fabulous new supplement that is a buy one, get one free. It is a blood sugar supplement. This is a proprietary formula. Wait till you see what's in it. It's amazing stuff. This formula is only ours. It's created for us, for our audience, specifically for you. Women of a certain age, women who understand keeping your blood sugar levels down is an important, it's absolutely imperative for good health. So if we're going to do that, let's get some help. Yes, this is what it is. It's called Drop. And you can get one. If you buy one, you can get one free. Now, I'm telling you, this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen all the time. How often do you see me do buy one, get one free? It's been a minute, hasn't it? I think we've done that on occasion in the galas, but this is an introductory rate and it will be gone by the end of the week. If you want this, go to savingdinner.com/show. All the details are there, and don't worry about putting extra in your cart. You just buy that one and you will get it for absolutely free. Oh, and by the way, where's my girl? Julie, I have an email coming to you this afternoon. Okay. Yesterday, I just couldn't get to it. So I have an email coming from you. Watch from it, it'll be coming from Lindsay in customer support. I'm just letting you know. There's that. The other thing is, this is day 4 of the Vibrant Body Detox. And the Vibrant Body Detox, this is a supplement that supports what your body does naturally. And we give you the menu, recipe, shopping list, the whole 9 yards to get your inflammation down, especially from the holidays, y'all. I know what you did at the holidays. Not calling you out. I'm here to support. I'm here to help. And this will help you with all of that. I really love this supplement. It's not a detox that's going to have you running to the bathroom every 10 minutes. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh, you're surprised to find you're pre-diabetic? Carol, it happens. And that's why I like this so much. If your doctor's telling you you're pre-diabetic, you want to go really, really low carb. You want to boost up your fiber, watch your protein, make sure your protein's on the level. And then the second thing is stay hydrated and make sure you're moving. All of these things add in, and make sure you're getting adequate sleep, and you can start bringing blood sugar levels down naturally. Just letting you know. This is the thing that most people don't do. Most people just say, give me the prescription. So if you find you're pre-diabetic and you don't want to creep over to diabetic, get a handle right now on that diet. Okay? Get a handle on it. I've just recently introduced potatoes back into my life simply because I'm very active. I played 3 hours of pickleball yesterday. That's a lot. If you put it on my phone, it's way over 10,000 steps a day. Plus it's all aerobic, just work. Plus I work out. And today I've already done my weightlifting and I have a bar class coming up, and I'm going to maybe do an introductory to yoga. I want to be more flexible. So we'll see. I've done yoga before and I've always it's just not my thing. I think I need to get over it. What do you think? You yogis out there? So savingdinner.com/show, go get your drop. And if you want to join the Vibrant Body Detox, the plan is with the supplement. You'll get that at savingdinner.com/ I don't know. I think detox is where it is, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me. All right. Cheers to Nancy. I saw that. Mother hen's in the house. All righty. So yesterday was a good day. Yesterday we talked about pursuit and what that means, what that involves. Did you enjoy that? I hope you enjoyed that, because honestly, sometimes we just need to break things down. We understand what a when a man pursues a woman, or, when the pursuit of a dog after a cat, we get all of that. But what is the whole idea of pursuit? Today, we're going to talk about just making the jump. But before we do that, have you seen the quote of the week? Do you see the quote of the week? A no uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes uttered to please, or worse, to avoid trouble. This is so important because this is the thing that's going to pop out your core beliefs. This is the thing that's you're going to be either be standing up for yourself, or you're going to be shrinking back. So as you do this, measure your yeses and nos this week. Be aware of them. Notice them. Notice, are you habitually saying yes or no just out of habit without thinking? Or do you need to think these things through and understand the impact of that yes, of that no? Sometimes it needs to be a yes. You need to have a whole, Shonda Rhimes, I think, had a book called A Year of Yes, saying yes to things that she previously didn't. But some people need to have a year of no, of taking back their time and taking back all of this volunteerism and watching that maybe they're a little out of line and maybe they need to spend a little time on themselves. Just watch yourself. We need to all do that. Hey, Chris, I'm glad you're here. So let's talk about this making the jump stuff, okay? This is kind of important because this is where a lot of us kind of get hung up. And when we make the jump, we're understanding that it's not a struggle. This obstacle that we've encountered, it isn't a struggle. It isn't that we're overwhelmed. It's just a something that maybe is standing in your way, right? We have a tendency to get overly descriptive about something that might be in the way. And we have a tendency to really focus on that something that might be in your way instead of the path that we're on. There's always a way around an obstacle. You might have to go up, you might have to go over, you might have to dig under. I don't know. Everybody's obstacles are different. But the point is, when we understand and when we, I almost want to say it's not dismissing the obstacle, but not giving it as much weight as we have given it. It gives us more light on that path. Does that make sense? I sure hope so, because this is incredibly important. And understand too that being on that path, everything that you need to navigate that path is inside, right? And sometimes it comes on, and let me ask you if you've experienced this, because this is just one of the coolest things, as sudden grace. Suddenly everything just clicks. You just get it. You're just like, oh. I'm working too hard on this whole obstacle and keeping my eyes on that. All I need to do is walk around. I don't need to scale it and go up. This is not, this mountain of crazy. I don't have to go up that. All I have to do is walk around it. It might take me a little bit more, but it's okay. I can do this. And it's just this sudden grace of getting it. Click, just like that. This is because wise women open their hearts to the possibility and, secondarily, expect a breakthrough. They don't expect that they're going to be stuck there forever. You might have to look at it and analyze it and what have you. But one of the places is the difference between a wise woman and a lot of the rest of the world is that a wise woman is sitting there analytically looking at saying, okay, so what do I need to do in order to get around that? Whereas a woman who isn't maybe so wise is just sitting there going, oh, and there it is again, another obstacle. I swear it always happens to me. Why me? I don't get it. This is so hard. This is such a struggle. I'm so overwhelmed. Do you see the difference? Whose path's lit? Who's suddenly going to get the instant download on what to do? It's the woman who is going to stay with herself and not give away her power to that stupid obstacle. That's the woman who's going to get what she wants. You hearing me on this one? And here's the thing. It doesn't happen by striving or struggling or insisting on a perfect plan first. No, ma'am, not at all. Because there's intuition involved. And so often we just sell off our intuition. We just dismiss it. We don't go with those gut instincts, right? Maybe we do for other things or instincts about other people, but we don't do it with ourselves. And when we don't do it with ourselves, then we find ourselves in that place of just being paralyzed, unable to move, unable to go forward. And I will tell you, this intuition is important because there are instinctive discovery processes involved in all of this. And it's based on two different things. Okay. Number one is pursuit. We discussed this and unpacked this big time yesterday. If you don't have yesterday's show notes, then get after it. Go get them. And you should be getting our newsletter on the daily, because today's show notes will be in tomorrow morning's newsletter, right? Amen. Everything just succinctly put together for you. Maybe you use these in your journaling or whatever, but it's there for you. And number two that you get out of this pursuit is also a sense of direction. How important is that? Because like I said, oftentimes we're just sitting there looking up and saying, oh my gosh, how am I going to get over that thing? When all of a sudden, click, the sense of direction is no, quit looking up and start looking to the right and start walking around. That's how we get to it. That's how we get to this thing. So having everything laid out perfectly doesn't create a quantum leap. We think it does, but it doesn't, because it doesn't ever eliminate risks. It doesn't eliminate ambiguity, confusion, and maybe even a little chaos along the way. And let me tell you something. There is no smooth path on any of this. I saw a long time ago kind of this little cartoon talking about the entrepreneurial journey, what people think. And it showed this man, climbing this mountain and what it is actually. And it showed all these squiggles all over the place, which is absolutely the truth. I can tell you that after being in business for 22 years for myself, that it's been something. There have been times where I just plain wanted to quit. I was just like, this is garbage. Why do I want to do this to myself? Why do I want to take on all this responsibility? And just the heaviness of it all came tumbling down. But I changed my mind when I changed my focus. I started to focus on, okay, so I'm in a rough patch right now. People do that. They get in a rough patch. What do I need to do next? And those are the questions that we start to ask. Well, what if I did this? Can you imagine if I did this? What if I pivoted? I pivoted in 2017, 18 to supplements because the menu stuff wasn't working as well, right? And I had this company to hold up with people who worked for me and depended on their income. And I did too, and I had kids in college, I had one just getting out of college, and, all of that, and a house payment to make, a living. And I had to pivot. I had to figure it out. And it was risky and it was difficult and all of that. And then in 2019, if you were around then, and I started doing the shows, I started taking on doing my own manufacturing. And that was frightening. Can I tell you how scary that was? But this was basically what I did to make that jump. I started to look at how to get around those obstacles because there was a lot of them. Do you know they wanted me to order like 1,000 bottles at a time? Yeah, I didn't have the capacity for that. I couldn't do that. And so instead of just giving up, I thought, what if I ask? What if I have a conversation? What if I, talk to this person? So I became friends with the CEO. Now I'm on a text message type of a relationship, simply because I dared to go around that obstacle instead of looking at it and just saying it's completely insurmountable. Insurmountable is very, very, it doesn't happen really that often. Giving up and bailing on yourself, you know how I feel about that. Don't do it. And I will say that all the step-by-step plans that come up, well, sometimes they're helpful and sometimes it can help. Sometimes, though, we don't have to be after so much of the how as much as the what. What am I here to do? What am I trying to accomplish? I kept in front of me the whole time when I was making this jump from all the menus to the supplement side of things and really leaning hard on the nutrition parts. I really looked at just what the mission was in the first place. I wanted women to feel vibrant. I wanted women to find themselves again. I wanted women to see that this next chapter is the very best and the very juiciest chapter. I wanted women to be in full bloom. That's what I wanted to see. Not faded roses, not that it's too late, not all this garbage that I was contemplating as I was turning 60. This is back in 2018. So things shifted dramatically and changed because I kept my eye on the mission. I knew it was a worthy mission. I knew there were women out there struggling, and I knew I could help them. Boy, did I know. So if I just keep my eye on that and keep asking the right questions and keep going forward, this obstacle, these things that are standing in the way are going to shrink and become smaller and smaller and smaller. So here's the thing. The goal is always followed by action. I didn't just sit there and hope that, it would land on my house. I didn't just sit there and hope that somebody was going to knock on the door and say, here's how we can do this. I kept asking, I kept pursuing, I kept asking people, do you know somebody who knows somebody? And it just finally all fell into place. The how unveiled itself. The how unfolded right in front of my eyes because I didn't worry about the how. Are you hearing me on this? I sure hope so. There's a book called Aim, Fire, Ready. And I can't remember the name of the author who wrote this book, but I have it. Thank you, Nancy. You're so sweet. And Sandy. Hi, Trisha, by the way. Aim, Fire, Ready is such a good book because it's all about, we do things before we're ready. And when we do things before we're ready and we make that jump, even though everything's not crystal clear and laid out for us, what happens is we are prepared and become the women that we are supposed to become simply because we understand that even though the risks are there, we're going to go forward anyway. There is a preparation. It's like, if you've seen, I keep thinking of the Wizard of Oz and all of that. And do you remember when Dorothy is going through and everybody's bowing toward her? It's sort of like that. And it's just follow the yellow brick road, and people there'll be obstacles along the way, but that should not stop you. You will find things along the way to help you. The courage, the lion, right? The heart to be able to do it, and the brains. All of those things become evident. And the gumption that you pick up along the way creates inside of you the woman that you've always been. You just didn't discover her yet. Right? So understand this, that when we make this decision that we're going to make the jump, that we've just said, you know what? I'm just going to make this jump. Yeah, the risks are there. Yes, they're all the kind of stuff. And there's fear even. Not going to lie. Of course there's fear. But you get to draw the map as you go. Cool. You do. You get to draw the map as you go. And the cool thing about that is as you're drawing the map as you go, things become evident. 1 step, 2 steps ahead of time, you'll see it. Like the yellow brick road, because you're in discovery. You're in discovery mode, and it's kind of exciting and it's kind of fun. And the fact that you're doing this and then doing things differently is the thing that's going to light up your brain like crazy. You create new neural pathways in your brain as you do this kind of thing too. You also give your amygdala an opportunity to calm her little self down and notice that you will get a dopamine hit from doing this. You will. You start to feel really good about yourself. And when you jump, you're thinking about landing, right? I do. Where am I going to land? How's this going to work? You're not thinking about the jump in the middle of doing it. Your landing is the thing. Landing is the thing that you want. Because in the middle of this whole jump, go outside and take a jump. Do it. Right? Hi, Kathy. Thank you, sweet Kathy. When you're doing a jump, we're just thinking about where we're going to land it. I remember, and you remember, when we were in school, remember doing the President's Medal, physical fitness thing? I never got that because I couldn't do the pull-up. Never got it. But I could do the sit-ups, I could do the big jump and everything else I was just great at, but I just couldn't do the pull-up. Poor me. Maybe I should put that on my list of things to learn how to do as a pull-up. I don't know that I could pull up all this weight. I don't know about that. But we land is the thing. When we are looking to make that jump, we're looking at where we're going. And this is the same thing for us as we are going forward and making a decision to make the jump. There's the pursuit involved, and you know what that involves if you watched yesterday's show. There's a lot of action involved in that, and there's a lot of mindset involved in that as well, and that's why we're talking about all of this. But I want you to remember something too, that the absence of evidence is not the evidence of their absence. I'm going to say that again. Absence of evidence is not evidence of their absence. An iceberg is 80% submerged. We only see a portion of it. So when we have the guts and the gumption and the chutzpah and the grit to keep moving forward, even though we don't see it, know that it will eventually surface, just like an iceberg. It will eventually surface. Maybe not the whole thing, but a part of it, just enough to let us know, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm going to give you a weird, like woo-woo thing that happened just the other day. So I'm taking some pickleball lessons with a couple of other girls, including my partner who we play in tournaments with, female partner that I play in tournaments with. And she is a 5-0 player. We're 3-5s. She's a 5-0 player, and she's really good. And and we love her because she breaks things down and she helps us. And she really helped some stuff that we were doing in our game. And we played with her, had a lesson last Friday. So on Tuesday, I was thinking, I really need to connect with her. Her name's Trish. I really need to connect with Trish and let her know where we are and what we're practicing and this, that, and the other thing. And that we need to meet, in 2 weeks. Is right when I'm sending this text, I hit send. She said, "Oh, whoa, this is weird that you sent it right at the same time." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And I looked, and her text came right at the very same time as mine did. They both came in together. And you know what? This is the thing that I see about this is that when we're in sync and when we're jiving and when we are going forward with the very things, the hot desires of things that we want, like I have this with pickleball, things just coincidentally happen. Things that are kind of weird and just out of the blue and shocking. And people present themselves and opportunity presents itself. And suddenly that obstacle that you were just absolutely dreading has become like this little tiny eatsy weensy molehill instead of the mountain that you thought it was. Am I right about this or am I right about this? I'm right about this. So I want to tell you though, you know what your biggest strengths in all of this is? Does anybody have? I want to see what you think. Pinkies up if you're jiving with this at all today. Let me know if this is something that you are needing to hear. But what do you think the biggest strength in all of this is? What do you think the needle mover is to get you into this place of being willing to take the jump? What do you think it is when you decide, yep, going to take that jump? What do you think it is? There's my girl. There's one pinky's up. I'm feeling really good about myself right now. Nope. Sandy says it's mindset. There's Deborah's pinky's up. Mindset. That's good, but specifically to that mindset, not just your overall mindset, but there's a specific thing. You know what it is? It's just willingness. It isn't about your willpower. It isn't about your grit. It isn't about, even the effort that you're putting forward. It's just that you're willing to look. You're willing to see. You're willing to try. You're willing to do the next thing. That willingness is everything. That willingness is your free pass to the next level of life that you want. That's what it is. Willingness is just such an incredible thing. And I say this to all of you because of all thousands of women that I've coached over the years. They shut down on the willingness part and they don't get past it to the next level. That's how we get to the next level, is simply by being willing. When you're willing, then there's possibility. And when there's possibility, there's a whole buffet of choices, you know? Yes, Jackie, willing to face fear. And remember, we get to determine what that fear looks like. Fear can be big, scary, awful, like when you were a kid and the boogeyman living in your closet, or it can be an eensy, teensy, weensy lizard like the thing you see on the Geico commercials. Up to you. How are you going to measure your fear? To me, the fear fence that's around my courage castle is tiny and wobbly, and I can knock it down with my foot if I want to. It's there, not going away, because fear is just part of our lives. But it doesn't have to be as big as we imagine. That's massively important. So when you're willing, remember there's invisible support that happens. Invisible. You can't see it right then, but it's like everything in the universe is conspiring to give you what you want. And God is up there orchestrating it all himself and just saying, there she is. There she is with all those talents I gave her. She's not burying them. She's using them. She's doing the thing. And don't you think that's pleasing to the Most High? Don't you think that just makes you, puts an extra twinkle in the Father's eye about how you are the apple of his eye? You're here on purpose and for purpose. And by the way, look at what I didn't see. Well, I haven't seen Tiffany in a while, but I got a little something from Joanne in the mail. Look at this. Isn't this so cute? That came for. So this is, it's a little big. I don't know what they're thinking, but I mean, I hope they don't think that, but I want you to see. There it is. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, this is going to be, Mark said it should be a nightshirt, and it comes right to my knees. But is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Yeah. That was from our Joanne and Tiffany. So invisible support. It's all working. It's all behind the scenes. You can't see it. But suddenly a thought will appear and you'll think, oh, what if I did this? Or someone will, come into your life. You'll get an email. You'll get a text message from someone. It'll just collide and it'll be just right, just the thing that you need. Vicki, my goodness, hello. So good to see you. The focus on the goal is the thing that's going to help you to make the jump, because it's about the goal. It's about the goal. And the vision of what you have and what you see for your life and the vibrancy of it, that's the thing. You throw willingness into the mix, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to make that jump. And as you make the jump, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to start to see the hot desires of what it is that you want, the goals that you want to accomplish here in 2023 start to happen. Are you excited about that? You should be, because I'm lit for you for that. So let's do this together, shall we? Let's get on top of this. Your life is your one shot here. You're here on purpose and for purpose, divinely put here on this planet at this time for a reason, for a purpose, on purpose. So in light of all of that, guess what? It's on you now to make the jump. Are you willing? I hope so. That's it. That's what we have. This is this week's shows, y'all. We will be back on Monday with Motivational Monday. It will be a recorded show. It always is. But you know what? I am so looking forward to all of the rest of this week. I've got lots of good, juicy plans, some really good stuff that I'm working on for you. And don't forget that if you missed any of the announcements that were at the beginning of the show, you can find them at savingdinner.com/announcements. And if you need me for anything, I'm always available for you. You know that, right? Okay. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.